Hello, good people. We wish you good health. The Pentagon declassified documents on UFOs over Germany during World War II. The documents trace the publication of U.S. records describing reports by World War II pilots of glowing objects known as Foo Fighters. UFO researchers and prominent public figures have been following the release of American UFO files for years. The newly accessible documents go beyond the usual sightings and reach all the way back to World War II, with Germany mentioned repeatedly. Glowing objects in the sky, unexplained military reports, and archives kept secret for decades. The recently disclosed UFO documents revealed details surrounding some of the most mysterious cases of the past decades. At the center of these historical archives are reports submitted by pilots of the Allied armed forces during the final months of World War II. They describe rapidly moving luminous objects that accompanied their aircraft over German territory. These phenomena later became known as Foo Fighters. The file itself records the followings. On the night of December 25, 1944, two lights appeared from the ground near an aircraft belonging to the 415th Night Fighter Squadron. They rose to the aircraft's altitude, held position behind its tail section for approximately 2 minutes, and then flew away again. According to the crew, their actions appeared to be completely controlled throughout. Ground radar, for its part, confirmed that there were no enemy aircraft in the area. Similar incidents were reported repeatedly. Over a period of 6 weeks, crews from the 415th Squadron flying over Germany and France reported red, green, orange, and amber lights that moved in formation with their aircraft, performed evasive maneuvers, and approached to within approximately 30 meters. It was the pilots themselves who introduced the name Foo Fighters for these phenomena. The British Air Ministry investigated the incoming reports, and in a memorandum classified as secret in March 1945, it concluded that the whole matter still remains something of a mystery. Nevertheless, pilots reported observing an aluminum cylinder approximately 3.6 meters long at an altitude of roughly 700 meters. When fire was opened on the object, it partially deformed its shape and began emitting a red light, but it did not disintegrate. Investigators identified it as a probable German anti-aircraft bomb. No one was able to offer a convincing explanation for these unusual luminous phenomena. The file remained classified for 80 years. The military considered several possible explanations for the phenomenon. According to one hypothesis, the objects could have been previously unknown German secret weapons or experimental aircraft equipped with innovative rocket or jet engines. However, the investigations failed to uncover sufficient evidence to support this theory. The published materials also contain FBI archival documents from the 1940s and 1950s mentioning reports of alleged German projects involving disc-shaped aircraft. Some of this information was connected to possible secret research activities in the Berlin area, as well as in regions near the border with Austria. However, these reports were not based on technical analyses or officially confirmed military archives, but primarily on statements from informants, widespread rumors, and intelligence gathered immediately after the war. Therefore, they are better understood as evidence of what authorities chose to investigate at the time rather than as proven facts. The available documents contain no evidence that Nazi Germany actually succeeded in creating operational flying discs with extraordinary flight capabilities. Historians view many of these accounts in the context of speculation about German secret weapons, psychological warfare, and the Allies' efforts to uncover advanced German technologies. SACEF and Air Ministry memoranda from 1944-45 contain repeated descriptions of red, green, orange, and amber lights. They appeared to move in a controlled manner, flew in formation with aircraft, and in some cases approached them at close range. Some observers described arrow-shaped objects. Despite this variety in the descriptions, several recurring characteristics stand out. Many of the reported craft appeared to have no visible wings, rotors, or conventional propulsion systems. According to the observations described in the reports, the objects also displayed unusual behavior, hovering motionless in the air, sudden acceleration, or maneuvers difficult to explain using the technologies known at the time. Later investigations, including the U.S. Air Force's Project Blue Book program 1947-1969, also recorded a large number of reports of similar observations. These described glowing geometric shapes, disc or arrow-shaped objects, as well as phenomena with no noticeable wings, rotors, or conventional propulsion systems. Some reports described objects that appeared stationary in the air, accelerated abruptly, or performed flight maneuvers difficult to reconcile with the aviation technologies known at the time. In addition to historical materials, the archives also contain a large number of files from more recent periods. After the Pentagon's A-80IP's Advanced Aerospace Threat Identification Program became publicly known in 2017, the United States intensified its investigations into what are known as UAP. The U.S. Department of Defense established new units tasked with recording and analyzing unusual observations reported by military personnel. In addition, the Pentagon declassified and released some recordings of unidentified flying objects, including videos recorded by Navy pilots in 2004 and 2015, whose observations did not receive clear explanations during their initial analysis. Some of the documents contain accounts from military personnel describing physical symptoms that appeared after close encounters: nausea, headaches, skin irritation, or neurological complaints. To date, there is no definitive answer as to what exactly caused these difficult-to-explain cases. Possible interpretations range widely, from known technological phenomena and perceptual errors to considerably more speculative possibilities. This greater openness in the presentation of Pentagon archives is also being closely watched in Europe. Security and defense specialists are monitoring American initiatives because unusual aerial phenomena are increasingly being viewed as a potential risk to security and intelligence operations. The recent disclosure of the files points primarily to one conclusion: interest in unusual aerial phenomena is not new, but is closely connected to historical periods such as World War II. Germany is indeed mentioned in these documents, but they contain no evidence either of extraterrestrial aircraft or of secret German flying discs. Rather, the documents show how military and intelligence organizations spent decades attempting to find explanations for unusual observations. and how these very efforts gave rise to enduring myths that still exist today. The documents that remain to be disclosed are those concerning whether the Nazis had a secret base on the moon and whether Hitler hid there. The subject is being delicately kept silent. Let us recall some facts about the moon. For thousands of years, the moon has been one of the celestial objects that has attracted human attention. It is associated with numerous myths, legends, and traditions around the world. The full moon makes us go mad. Since ancient times, it has been believed that full moons are responsible for unusual human behavior, including sleepwalking, suicides, crimes, acts of violence, and, of course, turning into a werewolf. For thousands of years, physicians believed that there was a strong connection between various forms of mania and the position of the moon. The father of medicine, Hippocrates, wrote as early as the 5th century BCE, "Those who suffer from terror, fear, and madness at night are visited by the goddess of the moon." In 18th century England, people facing trial for murder could ask for a lighter sentence if the crime had been committed during a full moon. On the other hand, during this phase of the moon, patients at Bethlehem Psychiatric Hospital in London were chained and beaten as a preventive measure. In the 1820s, the German astronomer Franz von Paula Gruithuisen reported that he had observed entire cities on the moon through his telescope. According to him, the extraterrestrials inhabiting Earth's satellite had developed infrastructure, impressive buildings, and even fortresses. Legends have circulated about Neil Armstrong's first words upon stepping onto the moon. "It's frightening. We're not alone. You know." After that, the connection was mysteriously cut off. Sir William Herschel, a respected British astronomer, also believed that there were extraterrestrials on the moon and even regularly observed what he believed to be their development. In 1835, the New York publication The Sun even published a series of articles concerning the possible existence of life on the moon. Many scientists and analysts, in their classified documentation, described the Nazis as being highly advanced technologically and as developing secret space operations. Immediately after the end of World War II, rumors began to spread that German astronauts had set foot on the moon and had built a strictly secret base there. Some of these stories even claimed that Hitler had staged his death and gone to the moon base, where he would live out the rest of his days in peace. An equivalent of modern-day spaceports allegedly existed between Germany and Scandinavia. Is this a conspiracy theory, or is there a grain of truth to it? We will never know with 100% certainty. What is certain, however, is that NASA itself has already begun publishing very intriguing facts and presenting them gradually in portions. There is no way around it. According to the latest agreements with the U.S. government, in exchange for the colossal sums allocated from the budget, the population must be informed and educated, and perhaps even prepared.